This is where it began, not in the streets, not on television, but behind closed doors. Sentebale, the charity Prince Harry founded with Prince Siso, was built on compassion, promised to help the most vulnerable children in southern Africa. But inside this room, the air was changing. Smiles gave way to guarded glances. Compliments were replaced by carefully sharpened words. The story starts with a plan, a fundraising overhaul. Dr. Sophie Chandauka, the chair of trustees, argued it was urgent. The charity's future depended on bolder moves. But others, longtime trustees, loyal staff, worried it would risk the charity's soul. They didn't say it outright, but suspicion brewed. Was this about the children or about control? The first emails were polite. The second round less so. By the third, entire paragraphs felt like veiled accusations. It was no longer just a disagreement, it was a test of loyalty. And for an organization built on trust, nothing is more dangerous. Like, share, and subscribe before we continue the untold royal story. Every charity has disagreements. But this wasn't a disagreement anymore, it was a countdown. The more they met, the less they spoke the same language. The board meeting that winter was different. There were no polite preambles. The agenda was thick with contested items. Decisions were rushed, feelings brushed aside. Trustees started taking notes, not for the minutes, but for the record. Just in case. By February 2025, whispers reached the Charity Commission. Internal conflict was spilling into the open. Staff noticed the tension, donors felt it. People began choosing sides, some quietly, others publicly. And then came March 2025. A day that would light up news feeds worldwide. Harry and several trustees resigned, not in private, not quietly, but in full view of the press. In their statements, they didn't mince words. Governance had failed, the leadership was unfit, and the mission was in jeopardy. In April 2025, the Charity Commission stepped in. To the outside world, it meant one thing. Whatever was going on inside Sentebale, it was now serious enough for the UK's most powerful charity watchdog to investigate. Commissions sifted through documents, board minutes, testimony from current and former trustees. They weren't just looking for policy breaches, they were searching for patterns: bullying, harassment, racism. Allegations had floated, amplified by headlines. But the Commission's August 6th report told a different story. They found no evidence of bullying, misogyny, or racism. Still, the judgment was damning. Governance failures at the top. Confusion over who had authority to act. No formal processes for resolving disputes. Their verdict landed like a hammer. Both sides had allowed this fight to play out in public, tarnishing the charity's name and risking the trust that kept donations flowing. If the Commission hoped their report would end the dispute, they underestimated the storm. The findings didn't settle the matter, they fueled it. Harry's camp was quick to respond. Their statement dripped with frustration. The report falls troublingly short. How can the chair remain in her role after such failures? The children of Lesotho deserve better. Dr. Chandauka was unshaken. In her own address, she welcomed the findings, calling them a chance to move forward stronger, more focused, and with dignity intact. The subtext was clear. One side saw the report as a missed opportunity to hold someone accountable. The other saw it as vindication. And the cameras, the microphones, the online chatter, they were all watching, feeding, amplifying. While leaders traded blows in the media, the damage seeped deeper into Sentebale's work. Donors hesitated. Fundraising events were scaled back. Planned expansions froze mid-step. In Lesotho, program managers called London with urgent questions. Would the funding still arrive? Could they keep staff on payroll? In some cases, the answer was no. Projects were paused. Children who had relied on Sentebale for healthcare and education suddenly found the doors closed. The war of words had real-world casualties, and they weren't the trustees. They were the very people the charity was meant to protect. Charity disputes are rarely just about charity. They're about pride, power, and the painful reality that even the noblest causes are run by flawed humans. The regulator's action plan is now in place. Sentebale must adopt a formal dispute resolution policy, a whistleblower process, and a clear delegation of authority. Paper, the structure will be stronger. But reputations don't heal as easily. Prince Harry has hinted at starting something new. Former trustees remain openly skeptical about Sentebale's survival under its current leadership. Dr. Chandauka continues her work, projecting calm even as shadows of doubt remain. So the question lingers, unanswered, uncomfortable. When a mission is bigger than the people running it, is it ever worth airing your fights in public? Or must someone take the fall, even if it means losing a leader?